Start off on the front of our mat. Let's start off, usually we start standing. Let's start seated. And let's bring our hands to heart center, close our eyes, and begin to connect our breath. And begin to elongate our spine. And just bring the crown of your head towards the ceiling and sort of just rock on your hip bones back and forth a little bit. Just rocking so you can bring even just a little bit more length to your spine, soften the features on your face, and then allow your breath to rinse everything out from your body, from your toes all the way up. So I invite you to take this moment and just take some silence as we take our breaths, and allow your breath to sort of rinse and bring your mind's focus to different parts of your body. And I'd like to begin our practice.
Did we lose Eduardo?
No,
Yes.
I just want you to, can you hear me?
Oh,
Yeah, no, I want you to keep, I just want to have this moment of silence here as you sort of breathe in and breathe out, and then we'll
sorry.
begin our practice. It's okay. I found that as I spoke, I took away the silence, so I just wanted to keep the silence. And then what I'd like you to do with that silence, with your next few breaths, is start focusing on the inner you, not the intellectual you, not the spiritual you, not the physical you, but the you that's way beyond that, that controls all that. And I'd like you to use this practice to reach out to that you and begin to think about how that you, that deep you, utilizes your brain, your spirit, your body for things to do. What is that? What is it that you're doing with that deep part of yourself? What are the steps that you're taking forward? What are the impressions you're making? What's the path that you're leading in each one of those? And see how maybe a practice of yoga, how your yoga practice can maybe allow you to bring those things into focus. So I just like to dedicate our practice today on that inner part of ourselves, that deeper part of ourselves, and then use our body and our breath as not only an expression of that deep part of ourself, but just sort of as a companion, sort of a back and forth relationship. Begin to take a deeper breath. Inhale, and then exhale it out. So now we're going to do more active breathing, not just passive. Deep breath in, expanding our chest, open up a little bit more. Exhale it out. One more deep breath in. And then hard exhale out. Inhale those hands up towards the ceiling. Reach, really extend, almost as if you're lifting from your hip bones. And then with your arms, like we normally do when we're standing, just make a big circle with your arms, fingertips spread open like paddles, and bring your hands and arms behind you. And then by your side. So you're just working again with your breath. Inhale up. Exhale down. And as we do more things in our practice, we develop that muscle memory. So like we're a little bit on autopilot. because things are a little bit easier because we actually use our body, we open our mind, and we use our breath. Inhale up, exhale, one more big circle. With the next inhale up, reach up and just bring your hands, bring them together like you're clapping, and then bend towards the right. Inhale, reaching up, and bend towards the left. Inhale, reach up. And then this time fold forward, guys. Nice gentle fold forward. And then bring your hands down to the floor, to the mat, and then just allow your chest to sort of fall naturally. And then use your little fingers and then just sort of reach out like you're grabbing some of that floor and you're walking those fingers forward and you just feel a little bit more of a stretch.
Oh.
There we go. Good. Now walk those fingers all the way back. Okay. Good. And then bring those knees together and extend the legs out. Okay. You're in a staff pose. Okay. So you're at 90 degrees, pressing your shoulder blades into your spine, opening your chest. And then inhale, hands up. Exhale, forward fold. Soften your knees. Soften those knees. And then reach forward just a little bit more. Good. And then slowly release. Walk those hands slowly back up. It's nice to do it all nice slowly. Okay. Bring the right knee up towards your chest. And you can keep it here or you can cross it over. Okay. So whatever you want, it feels better. And then bring your right arm behind you and then just do a nice gentle twist. It's hard for me to see you guys because you guys are really small. Usually we have a big screen. Good. And then slowly release. Bring that leg back down. And then inhale, arms up, 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 fold forward again. And then take those hands and just walk them back slowly instead of coming up. So rise up as you walk your hands slowly back up. Okay. Good. Now bring your left knee towards your chest. You can keep it here or you can cross it over and then twist towards the left and bring your right elbow over your left thigh and your gaze is now towards your left or towards the back. Good. And then release. Bring both legs back down. One more inhale up and reach, really reach, and then tuck those hips back into their socket and then fold forward. Good. And then rise up. And then everyone find yourself in a tabletop position. Stacking hips over knees, shoulders over wrists. Tuck your toes or on the tops of your feet, whatever feels comfortable. And move with a few cat cows here. Again, moving with your breath. Good. And find yourself neutral. Big circles with the hips. Big circles with the hips. Good. Find yourself back in your tabletop position. Tuck your toes and take your first downward dog. Again, try it. Soften your knees as much as you can so you keep your lower back flat. So I'm trying to see. I can't see. So you're soften your knees. You want that lower back flat. Okay. And that's why we tell people to bend their knees because usually your hamstrings are pretty tight and let that head hang. And then inhaling that rear end up and then exhaling those heels down.
spreading your fingertips on that mat, pushing that mat away, bringing those shoulders almost near, hunching near behind your head, because your head's hanging and it's looking between your legs. So your shoulders are behind your head. Good. Walk your feet towards your hands. Your feet are hip distance apart. Take opposite hand, opposite elbow. Soften your knees a lot. Okay, so this is no pressure on your back and sway back and forth. Good. Bring your hands to the floor and then walk your feet closer together. Okay, so maybe they're an inch apart or nearly touching. Soften your knees a lot. You're grounded in your feet. You can lift your toes up because you're really grounded on all four corners of your feet, and then rise up to a mountain pose and reach and fold forward. Let's do that one more time. Launch up and reach, and then fold forward. One more time. Inhale, reach up, and then come up on your tippy toes, lifting those heels up. Lift, reach, 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 and then bring those heels down, fold forward, all the way down. Take a halfway lift and take your first lengthening here in this sort of horizontal position, bringing those shoulders away from your ears. So you're like separating your shoulders and ears, bringing the crown of your head forward, and really bringing that rear end back. Good. And then plant your hands on the mat and step back to your first plank, shifting your weight forward, pushing the mat away so you're bringing your shoulders out of their sockets. They're not sinking in. And you're bringing your shoulder blades away from your spine. And I'm up on my tippy toes, and I have my heels over the balls of my feet, and I'm tightening my glutes.
Can't do that.
Well, then you drop the knees if you can't do that.
It's the toes.
Oh, the toes. Okay. Then come shift back to your downward dog. Good. Okay. So this we'll just do some gentle hip opening. Inhale, right leg up, and then just bend the knee and open the hip. So all you're doing is opening the hip. Don't flip your dog. Just open the hip as much as you can. Good. And then bring that leg back down. Good. Walk out your dog. And inhale the left leg up, and then bend the knee and open up. Really open. Good. And then bring that leg back down. And then walk it out. Push the mat away. And then walk your feet forward. Your feet are hip distance apart. We're going to soften our knees and rise up to a chair. And then take a couple breaths here. Good, guys. Tommy, good chair. Terry, really good. That's nice. So you want your knees, ideally, you're going to want your knees to be parallel. You're lifting your toes off the mat and your weight's on your heels. You're pressing your shoulder blades on your spine. And if you could, your knees would be touching. And then now fold forward. Good. Inhale, halfway lift. Take a plank or a modified plank. Pull your belly button in. Focus on 2 breaths here. Powerful breaths. Tighten everything up, zip everything up. You're tight from your legs all the way up through your shoulders and through your belly. And then shift back down to downward dog. Pushing that mat away. Inhaling, right leg up. You're going to step it for your first warrior 1. Do it slow. I step forward. I pivot the back foot to 45. I look at my alignment, and then I rise up. Good. So just do it slow. Work on your alignment, and then work on those hips pointing forward like 2 beams of light. Opening your chest. Pressing your shoulder blade back. Ready to receive. Sparking all your fingers. Bring your pinky fingers in.
You're very powerful. You feel strong in your legs. You're one straight line. And then bring your hands back to the mat, taking a plank, shifting your weight forward, pulling your belly button in, and then shifting back. You're in downward dog. Inhale, right leg up. Left leg up, sorry. Left leg up, really reach it, and then slowly, again, slowly step it forward for warrior one on the left. Start to go slow. So I actually transition through a little lunge, low lunge, and then I do my adjustment. Good. How's everyone doing? Great, warriors. And then come back down. You're in a high plank again. Shift your weight forward. And then drop to your knees and bring your knees to the outer edge of the mat. Bring your toes together. Shift for your first child's pose. Realizing that the steps we take and everything we do lay a path. And we'd like to have that path have an impact. But just like any path, you need to sort of tend to it. And the same is true for our yoga practice. It can be a foundation for everything else that we do too. Keep us strong in our mind, body, and spirit. Reach forward. Sink your rear end into your heels. And then walk your fingers just a little bit inward. And then tuck your right hand under your left. And then bring your right cheek onto the mat for a nice little stretch on that right shoulder. Your right palm is facing up towards the ceiling. And then rise up again. And then tuck the left arm underneath and bring the left cheek onto the mat. And then come back up to a neutral position. And one last stretch, reaching forward before we tuck our toes. Shift our way forward, tuck our toes, find ourselves in our downward dog. Feeling a little bit more limber. Maybe you shorten your dog just a little bit more. Maybe you try to straighten your legs just a little bit more. And then really let your head hang, and almost as if your head's trying to go through your knees as you're lifting your hips up towards the ceiling. Good. And then walk your feet forward. And toe heel those feet together, soften those knees, rise up for chair. And breathe, lift those toes off your mat. You're on your heels. Good. Reaching up and then fold forward. Good. Halfway lift. Take your plank. Push that mat away. Now you're even stronger than before. Pull your belly button in tight, zipping everything up. Shift back to downward dog. Inhale, right leg up. And then slowly transitioning, we'll go to warrior one, then warrior two. So first warrior one, rising up as we inhale. Taking a breath here. And then on the exhale, opening up to warrior two. That back leg now, back foot is parallel to the back edge of your mat. Now your hips are square to your side. Opening your chest, gazes over your middle finger. Taking a couple breaths here. Extended side angle, right arm on right thigh, and reach. I know everyone's strong. Chris has been to yoga all week, so he's really strong. So bring that right leg, that right arm out, and hold yourself as if you're holding a ball. Wonderful. Hold it. Okay. Bring your right arm back onto the thigh, extended side angle. Open up to warrior two. Straighten out that right leg now. Take a breath. Then pivot forward. Then go to triangle. Great triangles, guys. Good. Chris, that's a good triangle. You're really, really good triangle. Okay. And then rise up to warrior two, guys. And then windmill those hands down. You don't have to go fast. I'm like in a runner's lunge. And then I'm going to take my plank. I'm going to push everything away. I'm going to tighten my belly. I'm tightening everything. My glutes, I'm super tight. Taking a couple breaths. And then shifting back to downward dog. Wonderful. Inhale, left leg up. Good. And then slowly step it forward. We're going to go to warrior one. Then we'll transition into warrior two. You want to try to flow. Open up to warrior two. Good. Nice flow there, Nicole. Good. Gazes over your middle finger. Bring those hips facing the side. Sink in a little deeper. Left hand, left thigh, taking a side angle. And then like imagine someone's pulling that hand. Feel that stretch all along your side. And when you're ready, let's go. Let's hold that imaginary ball. So bring, yes, good guys. Wow. Wonderful. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. And then open up to warrior two. Nice deep breath. Nice, you feel strong. And then now straighten out that leg. Good. Pivot forward, take the triangle here. Gaze is up towards the ceiling. And then you're opening up. Good. Coming back to warrior two. Good. Windmill those hands down. You're in plank. Couple breaths here. Good. Drop your knees. Take another child's pose. Shift your weight back. Good. Shift your weight forward. Tuck your toes. Rise up. Downward dog. Good. Walking those feet towards your hands. Bring your feet together. Soften your knees. Rise up for another chair. Reach up like you're reaching for something. Look up like you're looking at something, and then fold forward. Halfway lift, and take your plank. Shift your weight back. Downward dog. Inhale, right leg up. We're going to take a crescent, a high crescent. So you transition there how you feel. Sometimes it's good to go to a low lunge.
Get your posture, get your sort of alignment set, and then you rise up, and we should all be in a crescent. Shift forward just a little bit. Open your chest, and then do a revolve twist. So we're going to twist towards that knee that's bent. Good. Wow. Nice. Nice, guys. Wonderful. Come back to your crescent. Plant your hands. Shift back. This time just a brief momentary plank. Shifting back to downward dog. And then inhaling left leg up. You know what to do. We're going to step it forward. Transition from low to high lunge. You're in high lunge, a crescent lunge. And then when you're ready, open up to a revolve twist on the other side.
Oh.
Come back to crescent. Bring your hands down to the mat. You're back in plank. Zip it up. Shift back to downward dog. Okay, walk your feet to the front of your mat. Okay, now take your feet hip distance apart and grab your toes with your peace finger. And then bring your elbows out and really feel that forward fold. Okay, bring your hands to the mat. Straighten the right leg, big bend in the left, and open up towards the right. Are we doing okay?
I guess I got my block.
Okay. Okay. Bring it full forward and do the other side. Straighten down the left leg, big bend in the right, and opening up. Good. And then fold forward. Okay. Rise up. Rise up. Reach up. Hands to heart center, guys. Okay, catch your breath. Soften all the features of your body. So you're strong in your mountain pose, you're strong in your standing pose, but you're also soft. Everything's working together to hold you up. So not one part of your body's overdoing it. And then we're going to move to a tree pose. So you're going to float your leg. You can just, again, you can leave your foot against your ankle, your right foot against your ankle. You can float that foot above the knee and take a tree on the right. Nice trees. You can grow your tree. You can do whatever you want with your tree. Tommy and Alana can actually close their eyes and they can support each other.
My hands up.
And bring your hands back to heart center. So we're in our tree. Let's try to stay with our legs up, okay, when we're grounded. And then we're going to go to a standing leg raise. So it's transition. And you can just bring your knee towards your chest and you can leave it here, or you can extend your leg out. You can bring your arms by your side to give you a little bit of leverage. Keep that knee up. Keep it up. Keep it up. Keep it up. Keep it up. Go back to your tree. Now, Christy likes to try to do this. I don't know if she's done it with you guys, but you can try. Have you done standing pigeon? Oh, she's shaking her head, yes. So then you can bring that foot over the thigh, and then you start squatting down. This might be hard on your bad knee, Terry, so I wouldn't do this on your bad knee.
Just doing tree.
Good. And then slowly rise up, and then bring that leg down. Good. Shake it out a little bit. Reach up. We're going to do a nice forward fold before we go to the other side. Good. Walk it out. You know, how we walk out our downward dog. Just walk it out here. You're in a forward fold. Just walk it out a little bit. Good. And when you're ready, rise up and reach. So bring length. Hands to heart center. So we're nice and strong in our catch our breath. We know what we're gonna do. And then when you're ready, you start floating that leg, that foot, and taking a tree on the left. And then when you're ready, standing leg raise, bringing that knee up. Find your drishti, your focus. And then, you're going to transition back to your tree for a moment. And then we're going to transition into our standing pigeon. And then when you're ready, if you fall out, just come back in.
Oh.
And then slowly rise up. Bring it down. Good. Inhale, reach. And then fold forward. Your hands should be touching the floor. Go ahead and walk your feet out, and you're going to come down to a malasana squat. Which time we have? We've been doing this, I think, the last Saturdays. So in malasana, I have my hands in a prayer position, have my feet are pointing outward, wider than my hips. I'm sinking down in my hips. My elbows are against the inner part of my knees. So now I can bring my hands down and I can just rock forward. It's like a quick step to a crow pose. And so get familiar with that, okay? Your fingers are spread wide open, okay? And you're supporting your weight on your thighs.
I can't do.
So you can rock forward and then like come up to the tips of your toes. You can lift one foot, lift another foot, and then rock back. Eventually, Christy's gonna get you guys to do this,
Oh.
okay? It's not as hard as it looks. It's just a arm balance pose. So you just play around with that. Okay, so shift it forward again. And good. Okay. Enough of that. Okay, so you guys are at the front of your mat. Go ahead and roll forward just a little bit. And then extend yourself back into a plank from that malasana. A lot of times we just shoot back. But just extend yourself into a plank. And then shift your weight forward. And then slowly make your way down to the mat. Slowly, slowly, slowly. And then you're all the way down. Good. Bring your arms beside your body. Your palms are facing down towards the mat. Your toes are out. You're on the tops of your feet. Your heels are touching, knees are touching, thighs are touching. Okay? And usually we break this up in pieces, but today we're just going to move straight to our locus, lifting our shoulders and lifting our thighs. Inhale up, reach back with your hands, lift those thighs, tighten those glutes, reach, reach, and release. And release. We're going to do it 2 more times. Inhale up, tighten up, zip everything up, lift those shoulders, lift, lift. This is great for our core and our back because it's working on the glutes and it's working on the back extensors, and release. Now we're going to do that one more time, or you could, for those of us that feel comfortable doing a bow, you can grab your ankles and take a bow. So inhale up. Breathe. Hold it. Hold it. Good, and release. Bring your hands at the height of your ears, your shoulders, and then come up for a little cobra. I like to sort of sway my hips back and forth. Feels nice. Shift my weight back and then slide your feet and find yourself in a sitting position. And then we're going to move to bridge. Okay. Bringing your heels towards your bottom. I can sort of touch my heels with my fingertips. That's sort of where I have my heels. And they're just wider than my hips. Okay. Inhale those hips up, pushing against your heels and lifting those hips, tightening those glutes. And then taking a breath here for the moment. So while we're in this pose, sort of let those parts of our body do the work they need to do to stay in this pose. But that inner you, that really deep part of you is free of all that, right? It's just sort of orchestrating things. It sees things. It can make things happen. Okay, but then in a sense, it can be separate. So you can be doing many things at one time, so to speak, especially if you have that muscle memory and you have that strength in your body where you don't have to feel like you have to work so hard. And so that's where a yoga practice is nice because it allows that inner part of ourselves not to struggle so much to make things happen because other things sort of take care of themselves because you've gone through a practice. You've repeated it. You've shown up like Chris 5 days in a row. Lift those heels up. Lift those heels up so you're on you're on the toes now. Lift. Good. Tighten those glutes. That's great. And then release. Just slowly back down. Nice. That's really, really nice. We'll do that one more time. One more time. Inhale, hips up. Bring your knees together. Okay. So now your knees are touching, but you're still trying to lift those hips up. Knees are touching, lifting those heels up. And you should feel this in your lower back, throughout all your glutes. Good. And release. Good. Sway those knees back and forth, guys. Good. And then now bring those knees to your chest and give them a nice little hug and then roll a little nice lower back massage there. Okay. Oh, good. Nicole's with us still. Yay. Okay, because Nicole gets to do abs with me. I've been dying to do abs with Nicole. Okay, I have been because I've missed her every time. Okay, bring your legs at 90 degrees, your feet at 90 degrees. You guys have done this before, okay? And this is basically your rest position where you always are. So at least here, if you stay here, you're still engaging your core. And again, don't lose the integrity where you put any pressure in your low back. So your lower back should be pressing against against the mat. So just in this pose right here, you can feel if you put your hands on your belly, you can feel your abs tight, right? You should feel them. Oh, they're tightened up. That's cool. Okay. So I have one hand on my heart, one hand on my belly right here. And so we're going to be ready to start. So I'd like you to start by bringing your arms up now. Okay. So you're like in a tabletop, so to speak. So we're in this tabletop position, except we got our belly button sort of sucked in a little bit as if like I'm pushing you on your belly and you're like sucking in a little bit. Okay. So you can stay here, okay? Or we can work on all those elements that bring us to a hollow body rock. So you can extend one leg out, stay this way, and you can extend one arm back. And that's all you do. Okay? You can do that on the other side. See what that feels like. Okay, good. Okay. Now you can bring both hands back behind you. Okay. And extend one leg out. Okay, you can try the other leg out. Or you can bring both out and then you can lift your shoulders if you want. So you can keep your shoulders on the mat or you can lift your shoulders. So here I'm in full expression.
Oh,
So come back to that 90 degrees. So keep your legs up, everybody. You haven't left. So come back to your tabletop. We're in your tabletop. Good job. Okay. So we're just going to do like 10 counts. Okay. So not that many counts. And you can do what you want to be doing. Okay. So you can be doing alternating like we were doing. You can keep your shoulders on the mat. Just keep your legs up like we're doing the whole time. Like you're just doing that's going to increase your tone. So we're just do 10 counts, and you're going to pick which one you want. I'm going to do full expression. And again, everybody can do different things. Full expression is legs out, arms behind. And here we go. My shoulders are up, my arms are up, my legs are up, my feet are flexed. I'm staring at my toes are flexed. And we're already at 4 without even thinking about it. We're already at 6, we're already at 8, and we're at 10. And release, bringing those knees into your chest. Wonderful. And then grab those toes with your peace finger and take a happy baby. Wonderful. And then bringing your knees to your chest. I don't have a block, and so I'm just going to tuck my hands under my lower back, just above my hips, and use them as a block and support and take a waterfall. Now, if some of you, again, I don't know how comfortable you are, but if some of you would like to take a shoulder stand right now, then this would be a good time to take a shoulder stand.
There we go.
That sounds like, okay, this should be very restorative. Okay. Okay, bring those legs down. Okay, one last hug into your chest. Okay, bring those feet onto the mat. Okay, feet are on the mat. Your back's on it. Your back is on the mat, of course. And now let's do a figure 4 on the right. Okay, so bring that right foot over onto the left thigh. So you're in a reclined pigeon, and you can stay here and just gently opening that hip. I like to gently open the hip, and then when I'm ready, then I start bringing that, raising that left leg up, and then bringing that left leg towards my nose. So the idea here is, if you want to do more, you would bring that right foot towards your chest as you bring your right knee outward. So your right knee is going out, and your foot's coming in. And just do what feels right. The hard thing here is letting go, because we want to tighten up every time we're doing these. It's so natural to tighten up, because that's where your exhale becomes very helpful. Good. And now release. And then do the other side, bringing that left foot over the right thigh. You're in a reclined pigeon. And then slowly release. And then extend both legs onto the mat. Inhale the right knee into your chest. And then open that knee to the right. So you're like doing a frog, half frog. And your foot should be flexed. So your foot's flexed at 90 degrees. You're flexed at the knee. So everything's flexed and you're opening up. And then slowly guide that knee back to center and cross it over and twist to the left. Extend the right arm out, gazes over to your right. And then bring that knee back to center. Squeeze it in one last time. Good, and extend it out. Bring your left knee into your chest. Tuck it in. And then slowly guide it out to the left. You're like in a reclined frog. Flex that left foot. And then release as much as you can as you open your hip. And good, when you're ready, guide it back to center. And then twist it to the left. And gaze should be over your left hand. And then come back to center. Bring your feet to the outer edges of your mat. We're going to find ourselves in our Shavasana pose, turning our palms upward towards the ceiling, softening everything we can, being in the most comfortable position we can. So if you need to support your knees, support your knees. If you need to support your back, support your back. And then go back to that inner you. Find that deep inner self. And then as steady as you can, begin to waken up. Keep your eyes closed. Just wiggle your fingers and toes. Notice every parts of your body, all the parts of your body that allow you to do everything you do, be who you are. It's truly miraculous that there's really just one you. There's many us, but there's one you. With your unique inner self, your unique impressions, your unique paths that you take, your unique life. And then when you're ready, keeping your eyes closed, extend that right arm up and turn to the right as you bring your knees together. And then slowly find yourself back into the seated position like we started practice with your eyes closed. Hands to heart center. And begin to catch your breath. I'm going to read a quote from Henry David Thoreau. As a single footstep will not make a path on earth, so a single thought will not make a pathway in the mind. To make a deep physical path, we walk again and again. To make a deep mental path, we must think over and over the kind of thoughts we wish to dominate our lives. So use your inner self to make those paths, those impressions, those impacts. And the light in me honors the light in each one of you with gratitude and appreciation that you show up and that we can share this together and continue to make our path again and again. Namaste.
Namaste.
Okay, that was very hard for me because I could barely see you guys, or I couldn't see you actually.